I kind of forget. So this still has a bunch of my early wine that I bought in it, which is kind of nice because if my wine's too close at hand, I want to try it too often. So this is kind of amazing because I can come here and look at all these things that I bought way back in the day and completely forgot about. So 2008 Arnott Roberts Griffin's Lair Syrah. 2008 Arnott Roberts Hudson. Oh wow, Old Five Petunios Tokai. 1975 Joe Swan Zinfandel. There's some fun stuff in here. What else? Arcadian Syrah. My God, Joe Davis. Yeah, 2005 Arcadian Sleepy Hollow Syrah. That's probably still pretty darn good, would be my guess. We'll take that bottle home. What else do we have in here? Rudius, 2006 Russian River Valley Syrah. That's from my friend Jeff Ames. Wow, Domaine Ballet Saint Joseph, 2007. God, who knows if that's good or not. Let's try it. Oh yeah, I fucking loved this wine when it came out. This was, Turley made this at their Pacenti winery in Paso Robles, and I just love the throwback label on it, the red velvet. I think it costs like $9. Oh yeah, what do we got here? Damn, that's one of the original wines here. This is 2007 Lorenzo's, so 2007 Taldeschi Ranch. So I remember this wine took almost 8 months to go dry, and it started re-fermenting at one point, and I was convinced it was Brett, and I was freaking the fuck out. And my dad came in and smelled it, and he's like, no, that's just re-fermenting. And I was very happy because the previous winery had a little bit of a Brett infection in here, so I was super paranoid that it was gonna infect the Bedrock wines, and it didn't, except for 2007 Cab, which I infected on purpose with Brettanomyces because I did stuff like that back in the day.
What do you mean you infected on purpose?
I took a Bretty bottle of Chateau Lespage, which is where I worked in 2006, and I inoculated the barrels with it because I wanted like a little bit of like goût de terroir in the Cabernet, and it got it. So you can still smell it. It's complexing, but I'm not sure I would want to do it. I would do it much anymore. Oh, I always love this label. He doesn't make wine anymore, but this is Bayer Fox's old label, Renard. His wife was a label designer, and I always loved that label. And then tons of Carlisle, 08 Montafi, 08 Three Birds. My God, he doesn't make that anymore. 08 California Petite Syrah, just all sorts of stuff. What is this? This looks like Kartasserhof. Fuck yeah. 1981 Kartasserhof Spätlese, and that looks fresh as a daisy. I totally forgot I had that. We'll have to open that for my 40th birthday this year. That's cool. That's a fun wine because this is a winery that our friend Stephen Bitteroff imports now, or imported, maybe doesn't anymore. Is that some Montrose down there? I don't know what the fuck this is. Oh, that looks terrible. Oh man, Adelsa Estate. There's going to be a throwback to some wineries that just never made it. 06 Stolpman. That could be actually weird and interesting. God, I remember somebody gave this to me, this Klein Contra Costa Heritage Zinfandel. And, you know, I've never loved the Klein wines, but they're fine. And I was just like, Contra Costa County. And lo and behold, now we own Evangelo Vineyard. I see the error of my ways, the error of my early snootiness. La Dame de Montrose. I remember I bought this because I visited Montrose when I was working at Chateau Lespage in 2006. It was a big visit for me because I'd always liked the Montrose wines, and I still couldn't afford the main wine. So this is the second wine of Montrose, which is probably drinking pretty well right now. Oh wow, 07 Buckland Old Hill Ranch Cabernet Sauvignon. So that's from that Phlox rated block on the front of the ranch. and that he's about to rip out this year. This was a fun wine. I remember that wine being really good when I had it. I haven't had it in years and years. This is Tantalus. This is the winery that was here before for me. Copan, 2007 Baker Ranch, Syrah, Anderson Valley. These could be really interesting now too. So the winery that inspired me to abandon foils.
Do you feel like your tastes have changed a lot? Like looking at these wines?
Yeah, I mean, your tastes always evolve, but it's also so interesting to see so many of these winemakers that are around whose tastes and styles have also evolved, and that's reflected in their wines. I mean, Nate and Duncan's wines, like you taste their 08s, and they're, definitely of a weightier, bigger style than they make now. And, so I'd say, yes, in some ways it has. Oh, Patson Hall 09 Pizzoni. I remember that wine being pretty boozy when it came out, but very important winery for me, though, because James Hall, the winemaker, is the custom crush that we went to after we got too big to be here, and he's been an incredibly decent human being to me. Has taught me a lot. Yeah, all these Arcadian wines. I totally forgot I had all these Sleepy Hollow vineyards. I think this guy is like one of the most underrated winemakers in California. Go figure, another winemaker that makes Syrah that's underrated, but he's high on the list. Very, very decent dude too. I remember I emailed him a question and he was just like immediate to respond and super gracious with his time when I was just a pipsqueak and didn't know shit. Oh wow, 08 Albarigi. I remember I bought this because this vineyard is right next to Rebecca's vineyard. So when we were still getting Pinot Noir from Russian River Valley, and it was right up the way, and 08 was, the crops were really late and it was a really hot year. So things ripened really fast and the wines ended up being riper than I wanted and more structured than I wanted. And they weren't at all like what I was expecting. And I remember buying this being like, well, let's see what Eric Sussman, the owner of Radio Coteau, did. Just to sort of see, because he's an incredible winemaker and I really love his wines. And I remember having this and it having a lot of the similar characteristics and me like being like, okay, good. It wasn't just me. It was the general area. His was still better than mine, but it was still, BR Cone, 1986 Olive Hill Cabernet. So that's the vineyard right next to that 07 Buckland. That looks like, oh no, it's not Ridge. Oh, Richardson. Oh man. Gregory Vineyard Merlot, 86. Old school. Original cool climate Merlot site. Yeah, 08 Reese. Very early Reese wines. The Alicia, their coastal stuff. See, this is the reason why I can't be around my wine collection, because I just want to try everything. So much more. 09 Three Birds, more Carlisle. 09 was the first year that Mike started buying fruit from Bedrock, and there it is, 09 Bedrock. And yeah, such a big deal for me that he wanted to buy fruit from the vineyard. Wow, Clarendon Hills 05. Big style Aussie Shiraz. Oh wow, 07 Gary's Vineyard Copan. Wow. This is back in 07 Brosseau. This is back when Wells was still making large wines. I love these wines. 07 Brosseau. I remember that wine being so frickin' tannic. Oh man, Swindle Rig. I totally forgot about this. This was a second label made by Arnott Roberts, I think. Back in like 09. And that's downtown Forestville where their winery was. Yeah, that cork doesn't seem to be in great shape, but that's so funny. I completely forgot they made that. Oh man, 08 Two Acres. Always my favorite wine that Carlisle makes. Old Vine field blended Mataro out in Russian River Valley. That's probably in a really nice spot. Yeah, pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff. I just need to find a case. Really is the cool shit about wine, though. I mean, like, and leaving stuff alone for sometimes, you just kind of shake your head and you're just like, all this wine is probably in really great drinking spots now, but it's just also reminds you of where you were. Still buy a lot of these wines, though, so I don't know whether that says that I'm lacking adventuresomeness or that people are still making really good wines. And it being absolutely unbelievably tannic. 2006 Erpinia Alianico from Cinque Querte. Yeah, we'll throw that in there. And we have one more spot. Let's see how the 07 Baker is going. It's going to be a trip down memory lane with the old Copens. Oh, and yeah. 2007 Arnott Roberts Bouguet Cabernet Sauvignon. That's probably really good right now. Oh wow, Mara, that's in this one. That's crazy. 05 Mara Dolensek Ranch. Back before we started getting it in 09. With all due respect, this wine was pretty freaking terrible. I remember being very alcoholic and very sweet. More Copan. Oh, 2007 Gary's there too. Interesting. Oh, there's 07 Bedrock Heritage wine. That's a rare bird right there. 08 Bedrock Heritage wine. 09. 08 Jamais Côte de Rhône. That's probably a bready mess, but yeah, 07. We'll grab one of those. I haven't had one in a long time. Go. God. 07, you wouldn't think that I need to use like the specialty opener on it. Or at least the Durand. Be too far gone to rescue. We'll see. Oh man, this is bad. I'm a professional. Apparently, mid-2000s is old enough now that you need to use a Durand.
How does that make you feel?
Doesn't bode well for me. All right, start 05 Arcadian Sleepy Hollow. So wine made by Joe Davis. One of the early great acolytes. Oh, that's cool. So made by Joe Davis. Sleepy Hollow Vineyard was a vineyard planted, I believe, for Talbot back in the day, and one of the very early vineyards, along with the Francione and Pizzoni vineyards in Santa Lucia. So on the west side of the Salinas River Valley. That smells fucking great. Oh, super Syrah, super pretty. But got enough funk. God, that. He just doesn't get enough credit for his wines. His wines are so good, they can be so good. Oh, beautiful acidity, bright. The wine has decades left in it. '07, slightly warmer year. Gary, so vineyard close by. I honestly don't know Santa Lucia more well enough to actually. It's one of the appellations I really have not done a deep dive into. Which is kind of nice because maybe I can just enjoy the wines. Wow, much deeper color, much riper. That smells like very ripe Syrah. Darker, more primordial, but like has less of that like rotundone, peppery, spicy lift balancing it. Lower tone, but still very much Syrah. Very much cool climate Syrah. It's funny though, because you think of Copen these days as like this, particularly late Wells wines before Copen sold to. They were just like, very pulled back and bright, and this is sort of before he was making those styles of wines. So this is definitely in its richer days, which I kind of like. It still has tons of acidity in it. It's just a much lower tone. It's still showing really well. Craziness. Arcadian, man.